You may have heard about the Montreal man tracked down by authorities and arrested in Nicaragua. Jimmy Ylimaki was wanted in connection with a multi-million-dollar grandparent scam targeting American seniors. When police finally caught him, he had been on the run for more than a year, and we had also been working to track him down. This goes back to early 2025, when authorities made arrests in connection with a fraud network operating out of Montreal. Police say the leader of the scam network was this man, Gareth West. Ylimaki was allegedly connected to the network. But when authorities apprehended nearly 24 people in the Montreal area, West and Ylimaki were nowhere to be found. We've been looking into this group for a long time. I wrote this story about West and Ylimaki, then fugitives, in June 2025. So where were they hiding out? Well, for West, we got our answer pretty quickly. A few weeks after we wrote about him, an RCMP tactical team arrested him in Saint-Colomban, Quebec, about an hour north of Montreal. A resident there sent us this photo of a police raid on a house. We were able to confirm it was being used as an Airbnb, and the owner's description of the renter matched that of West. As for Jimmy Ylimaki, we got a clue shortly after. A source reached out to me saying Jimmy had been living in Costa Rica, in a town on the Pacific coast called Jaco. The source wanted to remain confidential for fears of reprisals for sharing information about alleged criminal activity. It wasn't the first time we had heard about Jaco in connection with this group. Jimmy had some connections with the city on social media, and Wes had filmed practically an entire documentary about himself there.
So we're back at the AXR Jaco.
We verified some of the downtown Jaco locations in the video. Jimmy apparently didn't stay in Jaco for long, however. Around the time of West's arrest, he had traveled to Nicaragua, according to the source. And we don't know too much about his movements around this time. But the source did provide us with this. It's an image of a fake passport that the source says was made for Jimmy, and we don't know if Jimmy used the passport. What we do know is a year after an arrest warrant was issued for Jimmy, US authorities finally tracked him down in Nicaragua. They arrested him and brought him to the US where, on March 24th, he appeared before a judge in Vermont. That's where he and the rest of the alleged scammers are facing charges. He pleaded not guilty to a charge of conspiracy to commit fraud. If convicted, he could face up to 20 years in prison. Prosecutors allege that Ylimaki played an active role in the scam network. Grandparent scams work by convincing elderly victims that their relatives are in legal trouble, and it's alleged that Jimmy played the role of an attorney, convincing them to make cash payments directly to the scammers. The indictment against Jimmy says that he worked out of a call center in this house in Vaudreuil-Dorion, Quebec. The other alleged members of the scam group, including West, are still in Canada. They are fighting extradition to the US.